I'm Michael Nolan, and we are here at South by Southwest Interactive Conference and Festival in Austin, Texas. And I am happy to be speaking with Maggie Mason, who is the author of our book, No One Cares What You Had for Lunch, 100 Ideas for Your Blog.
That's me.
And this book is for people who get stumped when they can't think of something to write a blog post about.
Right, blogger's block.
Blogger's block, yes. So what inspired you to write this? Did you have blogger's block at some point?
Sure,
Yeah?
Everybody hits that point. I really like the idea of a book that would inspire more work coming from it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super grateful to the people who come to visit my site, and I had seen a lot of people start blogs and then sort of flame out because they couldn't maintain it and didn't know what to write about.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought, well, I always have all these ideas for what to write about and not enough time to
So
produce
you had the
them
opposite
all.
problem.
So yeah, I mean, you always end up getting stumped at one point or another, but yeah, I definitely had a ton of ideas that I thought would be fun to put together somewhere.
Well, your first site is called mightygirl.com.
Right.
And can you talk a little bit about it? Tell us how it came about,
Sure.
how it evolved, who your visitors are, things like that.
I launched the blog in 2000.
2000.
And at the time I was an editor at a little trade publication for web C-level execs called Web Techniques, which later became New Architect. And I actually launched the blog when somebody did an article about Blogger, and met the guys who started Blogger at the trade conference that was associated with the magazine, and just sort of took it from there. It was observations. It was not very personal at first, and it sort of morphed into more personal stuff.
It does seem very personal now.
Yeah. And actually Flickr changed that a lot.
Flickr changed that? How
Yeah,
so?
because I joined Flickr very early on when it was mostly people who I knew. I didn't put up a lot of protections, and so I was just putting my photos out there for the world, and I wasn't thinking of them in terms of content. I was just thinking of it as like a photo album.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized over time a lot of my readers were looking at all of my photos and commenting and seeing things about my life that hadn't come up on my site because I had sort of kept readers at arm's length and subscribe to the school of thought that you kind of have to earn people's interest in you. Like you yourself are not inherently interesting. What goes on around you is interesting. And so I realized that I was keeping up this facade of some sort of privacy that I actually didn't have because the photos made everything so clear. And then I thought, it's kind of silly for me to be even worrying about this. And
Yeah. So
opened up a little bit more.
Going on your blog, I've seen the inside of your living room. I've seen your nieces and nephews and your son and your husband, and that's really a very personal approach.
Yeah.
And also, then it is a shopping site.
We launched a shopping site in 2004.
Mighty Goods.
Mighty
okay,
Goods.
so Mighty Girl preceded
Correct.
Mighty Goods.
Right, and I decided that I just wanted to do something sort of like slightly more professional that had tie-ins with my background in content and editing and writing, and so I decided to do Mighty Goods, the shopping site, and it was the first shopping site, and I'm still kicking myself.
Shopping site?
Yeah, it's the first shopping blog.
Oh, the first shopping blog.
Yeah.
Are there lots of them now? Oh, I imagine.
Oh, yeah. I'm still kicking myself for not registering shoppingblog.com and just putting up a mirror site, right?
Yeah. What kind of goods do they find? Do your visitors find at Mighty Goods?
It is mostly, it's my aesthetic, so it's mostly a clean line, like a modernist aesthetic, and we have a kids site that's the same, it's Mighty Junior, that has the same types of products but for kids, like an emphasis on quality materials, or novelty is also a big thing that we look for, just, I haven't seen that before, but mostly sort of spare, simple things that are really functional.
And so when people want to give gifts and they don't want to give the usual old thing, they want to find something
that's unique. Or something for someone who's extremely particular about the objects that they have around. It's a good resource for that.
Now, objects like this don't just drop in your lap, right? I mean, you have to go out and seek them out. So you actually have to do some work to keep this thing going.
Yeah, it's a lot of work actually.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, fortunately, I like to shop. Objects are something that I'm very interested in, product design and things like that. And so I would be doing it anyway in my pajamas in front of the TV.
Uh-huh.
But it averages out to about 3 or 4 hours of shopping a day to keep the consistent quality level of what I like to have on the site. So
Uh-huh. And where did you get your aesthetic? How did it come about?
develop.
How did it develop?
Kind of in a weird way. I definitely grew up with a family I never went to art school or design school or anything like that. I grew up with a family who thought wanting to be an artist equaled being willing to starve,
Uh-huh.
which may be true for some people, I guess.
For some
but
people,
yeah.
yeah.
And so my background, I don't have any educational background in that, and but I grew up going to garage sales. My mom is an antique dealer, and garage sales and thrift stores and flea markets. And when you look at a sea of junk and have to pick through it to find things, you develop over the years an eye for just things that are quality or can sort of stand the test of time, or how things are put together, produced, and you become more knowledgeable about it, look at books and things like that.
And so that's how helps you acquire these unique items. I've seen some beautiful things on Mighty Goods that I
Thanks.
haven't yet ordered, but probably will. So
It can be dangerous when you break the seal.
yeah, yeah. You were saying earlier that you have a no-buy rule.
I do.
So
I
when
have
you're
for
doing
quite
this
some time.
research,
Yeah, I will purchase things as gifts. But of course, everything I list, one of the criteria I have is, do I want this? So the answer is yes, I want 2 things a day, and there's not enough room in the apartment.
yeah, I can see why. And you've made this into your living now. You do this full time.
Yes.
And,
Between Mighty Girl and Mighty Goods and Mighty Junior, we get our revenue from advertising.
uh-huh.
And yeah, it's doing really well. We're launching a few new titles in the coming year. So
Great. You mean a few new blogs?
A few new blogs, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you don't have trouble coming up with ideas for what to blog about. You're
It's true.
overflowing with ideas for blogs themselves.
It's true.